Hello everybody. Today I'm going to teach you how to use flesh tones in digital ink in Photoshop to color in one of our digiStamps. This is one of our nudie cuties and it's our For I Have Something to Say figure. You're going to go ahead and open it up in Photoshop. Today I'll be using a TIFF, but you can use a JPEG. Will work the same. And I'm going to actually be putting my very special flesh colored color palette that I use in my own personal illustration up on the site under our tutorial button. So go there and get the colors so that you got them ready to go, and open them in Photoshop as well. We're going to start on our art. We're going to zoom in close to see our skin, and we're going to click on W on our keyboard as in wand. That's this tool here. We're going to make sure that the two squares are overlapping. That's our second option here, and that's important. So make sure that's happening. And we're just going to click everywhere our girls got skin. And since they're nudie cuties, there's a lot of places where there's some flesh going on. The tricky spots are on her thumb. If you need to get closer, you can click a Z as in zoom on your keyboard. Click W again and get any little nitty spots that you might have missed. I'm going to say view, set on screen, Z as in zebra or zoom, and zoom on in one more time so I'm extra close. Now I'm going to get a new layer by clicking on my new layer button. I'm going to double click on it and entitle it Darks. I'm going to choose a color from my color palette, and today I'm going to use the, well, for starters, you're going to click I as an eyedropper. Today I'm going to use this color here. All of them work the same exact way, so it's up to you. And in our darks layer, I'm going to click G on my keyboard. This is supposed to give me a paint bucket, but it's giving me a gradient tool. To fix that, all you do is come over to your gradient tool, click on the lower right hand corner, and move your cursor to paint bucket. Now it's selected correctly. We're going to click Control and H as in hide on our keyboard, and that will keep the marching ants there, but get rid of them so you don't have to stare at them because they drive me crazy. They probably drive you nuts too. So Control H hides them. On our darks layer, we're going to click the paint bucket anywhere on her skin, and that will color her in a full matte layer. That's your first layer. You're good to go. Now click a new layer. This one is going to be entitled Darker. Actually, I would normally call this one Base. So Base, Darker. In order to get your darker color, click I as an eyedropper, anywhere on her skin. Come over to your color palette, making sure B as in boy is selected. Slide your color mixer down until you have a very different color from your current color, much darker. Click OK. Click B as in boy. That will select your paintbrush. And up here in the options, choose 45 soft. See how fuzzy it is? It should be very fuzzy. You're going to come over, making sure you're in your darks layer. You're going to color in any place on her skin where a natural shadow would fall. All along her legs, on the backs of her legs, any place that's touching the floor, backs of her thighs, this little dark spot underneath her tummy, this spot under her rib cage, underneath her breastbone, the backs of anything, so the backs of her legs, the backs of her arms, the backs of her hands, underneath her face, and under her hairline there. Maybe the bottom of her ear. That looks pretty good to me. I believe it. And then use your E as an eraser tool, making sure it's set to soft, and maybe a little bit smaller. I'm trying 35. Erase anywhere that's bothering you. That was bothering me. Ta-da! Nothing's bothering me now. I'm easy. I'm breezy. You should be too. Click your new layer. You're going to call this one Surprise, Surprise. These are your lights. Again, using your I as an eyedropper tool, click anywhere on your flesh tone. Come over to your color mixer by clicking on that top square and bring it up a lot. You're going to want it bright. You'd be shocked at how light, bright and bright highlights are on skin. Usually way different than the natural colors. So starting at her face, color in nice, color in big, maybe along her shoulders where some light's hitting, along the top of her breastbone, along the top of her hand, the inside of her arm, maybe right there along her arm. Her stomach's a big one, make sure that's nice and highlighted. Along the top of her leg, her knee, top there, front of her shin bone, all the way down to the front of her foot. And here, the back of her foot, because it's facing the light. I like to leave a little bit of space there because her legs are overlapping each other. And now, let's see, the top of her hand, the top of that arm, a little spotlight on that shoulder. Now, to really bring it up to the next level, to go from digital stamper to Annie Leibovitz, anywhere where there's a lot of dark, go ahead and very delicately do in just a skinny line of light there along the back of her leg, here along the back of her leg. See how pretty that is? So pretty. And along the back of her foot, a little on her elbow. And looks good to me. Again, E is an eraser, just to refine anything that you weren't particularly fond of. I just totally kamikazed my shadow, so I can click Control Z, do it over again. Control Z will undo anything that you've done recently, or the last step. Gonna just darken this up just a little bit more. A little bit more there. A little bit less on the hand. And I'm actually gonna Control B again and do a teeny highlight on the back of that arm. I think it looks pretty great. Maybe here on the hips. And there you go. You've colored it in. If you want to get more details, watch our next video about adding cheeks and the details to the eyes. Thanks for watching. I'm really excited to see what you're going to color digitally. I would definitely print this out if you don't decide to continue with the tutorial, and do some stuff by hand. Color her hair by hand, accentuate her. That matches our halo policy, and it will also just keep the charm of what you're trying to do here. Remember, Photoshop and digital ink are to help the process. They're just a tool. The way your Copics are a tool, the way everything in your arsenal of crafting supplies are a tool. And you don't want to replace things, you just want to add to them. Thanks so much for watching. I'm really excited to see what you do. And thanks for inking.